Welcome back to the videos, everyone. We just got back from Autocross Week 2023 and I now have track use and a lot more autocross use on these R888s. So I want to give you guys my thoughts on these tires and whether or not they're worth it here in 2023. Alright, so a little backstory for you guys. This is the R888. You guys already know about this tire. You guys have probably ran it, but for those of you guys who don't know about it, I'm here to school you. This tire came out in 2015. It's a 100 tread wear tire. It's pretty good, and I'm sure it was excellent in 2015, but it's 2023 now, and there's some crazy good tires out there. This particular one is a 225/45/15. It was around about $170, which is pretty cheap. That's pretty cost effective. I shouldn't say cheap, it's cost effective. And for those of you guys who don't know, I'm running it on my 99 Civic that has a stock motor. It's making 127 horsepower at the crank from the factory, and it's still making that. And the car has 250,000 miles on it, so it might be a little less than that. But anyways, back to the tire. I've had these tires about 2 months now, and they're already halfway through their tread life. They come from the factory with 7/32 on them, and we're down to about 3 or 4 now. And I don't know the exact amount of miles that are on the tires, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 miles. Now granted, we've done a lot of events this year, but here's something to bear in mind. Before this, I was running a Hankook RS4 that I bought used, and I ran them for 2 years, daily driving, autocross, and 2 track days. And those track days were very, very, very abusive. I was hot lapping for about 2 hours, broken up into 20-minute sections. There was about 6 20-minute sections. So those tires saw a lot of abuse. And even after the second track day, when those tires completely delaminated, I drove them 7 hours home and didn't lose any tire pressure. So needless to say, those RS4s are extremely durable, and once you get them up to temp, which is pretty hard, but once you get them up to temp, they have a lot of grip. I was very impressed with them. Back to the R888s. These are an older tire. They technically, if you look at the tread wear, they sit between a 200 tread wear street tire and a full-on race slick. However, nowadays there's a lot of really effective 200 tread wear tires, and there's a lot that are better than this. My RS4s technically had more grip on a racetrack. I distinctly remember them hooking up a lot better once they were warm. After being on the racetrack with these, I was not impressed with them. Everyone was saying that they're more of a racetrack tire, but honestly, I was more impressed with my times and capabilities on an autocross circuit. However, nowadays, there's some really effective 200 tread wears, so I can't really recommend this. This is a very sticky tire if you are experiencing a race tire for the first time after coming from like an all-season or a snow tire. But nowadays, there's a lot of tires you should grab instead. The people who are really, really fast and know what they're doing, they seem to love Yokohama Advan AO52s, but I don't know if I'm going to try those next because they are a little on the spendier side, and I'm trying to get a tire that will last me a really long time and I can just get seat time in and become a better driver. That's my whole thing right now, is just becoming a better driver. This is not what I need right now, is a tire lasting me 2 months. And neither are they competitive. So they're an okay tire, but there's just a lot of things that are better right now. Like, there's not like one category where you're like, this is the tire for you. Like, they don't last very long. They're nothing special on the street. They're cheap, but no cheaper than another 200 tread wear tire, and they're not the king of the autocross circuit or the racetrack, and you certainly wouldn't buy them for drag racing. I will say the forward bite on these tires when they're up to temp is pretty phenomenal, but like I said, they're not a drag tire. So they're not horrible. I just can't recommend them. Like, I wouldn't point someone towards this. They seemed okay on the street. In terms of grip, the problem is their tread life. So it's like, if you're looking for just a street tire and you don't go to the track and you're like, I just want something to carve corners on my way to work, go get like a RS4 or a Falcon 615K Plus or any other 200 treadwear tire that's similarly priced. They're gonna last you a lot longer and they're gonna have similar grip levels when they're cold. These have pretty good grip levels when they're cold, but I wouldn't daily this because I spent $700 on it to last me 2 months. So I don't really know. It's a pretty comfortable tire and the road noise is not crazy, but so are my RS4s. So I don't know. I guess that's my thoughts. And the other thing is, I did one track day and there's like a lot of weird stuff going on with this tire. There's just, it's not necessarily delaminated, but there's just some really wonky stuff going on with the tread, and it almost looks like it was either overheated or, you know, just pushed past its limit, which is really weird because I could track an RS4 for 20 minutes straight and then go out for 5 more sessions of lapping it 20 minutes straight and they still look normal. They didn't have any of this weird stuff going on. These tires look like they just got off of like a 5-hour endurance race or something. So not here to say nothing bad, but these are my thoughts after driving on them. I'm not terribly impressed, and everyone who I've talked to who has used these is not horribly impressed either. I was impressed mostly with the autocross capabilities of this tire, but everyone else was like, definitely not. They are running 200 treadwears that are a lot more effective, so I guess that's it.